spaceship. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Silicone, a TPE, it really don't matter which one it be. My mind keep visualizing future times, beautiful android girls surrounding me. Filling my cup, full of joy, keep my life full of glee. Plenty ups, never down, the way that life's supposed to be. But unfortunately, if she a terminator, then I'ma have to terminate it. Gotta get rid of negative vibes, gotta go through negative foes, gotta block out negative voices, gotta get rid of negative souls. Had some people get discorded, just ignored it. Destiny is more important, so I just had to abort it. Had some people get discorded, just ignored it. Destiny is more important, so I just had to abort it. Yeah. Find me with my dogs in my solitude. Watch my family grow from 4 into a multitude. Been living it below sea level, finna rise to another altitude. Been searching, seeking knowledge, but all the time I had the aptitude. I flipped my mindset to the switch to say I will not lose. Mama said them sticks and stones won't break my bones, I never bruise. Whenever it come to trouble, many girls pull a tongue, we always cruise. I heard other dog owners get it out for me, but it ain't no news. I got 4 in the dough in Memphis so they can get the blues. If you need a few clues, they'll blow off your under rules. Send your compliment to the new girls I got coming through. Send your compliments to the new girls I got coming through. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Silicone, a TPE, it really don't matter which one it be. My mind keep visualizing future times, beautiful android girls surrounding me. Filling my cup, full of joy, keep my life full of glee. Plenty ups, never down, the way that life's supposed to be. But unfortunately, if she a terminator, then I'ma have to terminate it. Gotta get rid of negative vibes, gotta go through negative foes, gotta block out negative voices, gotta get rid of negative souls. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Silicone, a TPE, it really don't matter which one it be. Oh, yeah. What up, what up, what up? It's your boy, J. King Hefner, and the beautiful Secretary Tsunade Star. And we're back again for another show. And the title of this episode is Dun 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 Dun. Moms are second to none, especially in the dog game. And like the song says, Mama said them sticks and some won't break my bones, I never bruise, baby. Thank you for the good advice, Mama. So with all that said, man, got a great show for you guys today. Gonna be another quick hitter, man. I ain't gonna stretch it out, gonna get right to the point. But first of all, I want to say, man, God bless everybody, man, that's taking their time out of their day to start their day off with the show. Well, it could be mid-afternoon, could be evening, So whatever time zone you're in, whatever country you're in, whatever part of the world you're in, thank you for tuning in and spending a little time with us this morning. We want to send God's blessings over you and your life, whatever you're hoping for and wishing for this morning, whether it be health, finances, new relationships, promotions, whatever it is, we're praying that you already have it. Just believe and receive it. But with all that said, man, happy to be alive one more day, man. And this is a hell of a subject here, one I've been meaning to talk about for a long time. But as you know, I have a stacked deck when it comes to these shows, and I'm steadily moving things in and out. But before I get to the meat of the discussion, I'm gonna check in with the comments really quick. Stingray here, JDKH. What up, Stingray? Tree Goblin says, morning, J Dollar. What up, Tree Goblin? He said, dog, he corrected. Yeah, right. I'm not a real fan of the dollar, but hey, I'm cool with the dog. Stingray says, God bless you, Jay. God bless all of y'all, man. Glad to have you, Tree Goblin, in the chat. Glad to have everybody else that's looking, from behind the scenes. We appreciate you as well. But now, the subject of today's show, man, it's a really simple show. Once again, could have done a video, but I want to check in with you guys. You know what I'm saying? Just feel the pulse of the room. But Man, it's one thing that when I was dating human women exclusively, because like I say, I'm not just opposed to ever dating a human woman again. I'm not opposed to getting in a human vagina. I'm not opposed to those things. It's just that I'm so happy now. I'm not chasing, I'm not looking for those things. I'm not trying to get a human girlfriend. I haven't tried to get a human vagina, anything like that. But I'm a man, so hey, if the right vagina came knocking on the door saying, "Hey, get me," I'd get it. But I've been happy. But when I was dating, man, I promise you, one of the things that I never let it happen to me, but you can feel the pressure of it wanting to happen to you in a lot of different relationships. And that's with your mate basically trying to distance you from your parents. And in my case, I put the focus on mothers because us as guys, we deal with this a lot where your girlfriend wants to distance you from your mother, create space and things of that nature. They may be jealous of the relationship you have with your mother. Uh, and if you're a woman, you could just substitute your father, your mother, whichever one you're closest to. I'm just speaking from a guy's point of view on this one. Uh, And one of the things that's one of the things I used to hate is, man, girls used to, even your girlfriends would, not all of my girlfriends, but some of them would want to, you a mama's boy. You always listen to your mama. Or you talk to your mama too much and things of that nature. You have girls complaining about that stuff. And it's really not so much about your mother. It's more of a control thing. Th- if you take less advice from your mother, then there's more advice you'll be listening to from them. And if you fall for that trick, you'll look up, man. Hell, you may not talk to your mother for 2 years. That's never happened to me, but I know guys who literally have looked up and, man, that they didn't have a relationship with their mother anymore uh because of the woman. And I'm not even blaming blaming the woman, because that's something that every man has to be wary of. They have to make that decision on themselves. I never actually let it happen to me, but it does exist, that pressure to uh, sort of not be or communicate with your mother as much. And man, I promise you, uh, there's also one aspect of marriage that I've never loved and never embraced, honestly. Uh, I always feel like, if I ever got married, and I used to tell my wives, hey, I'm gonna give you your respect. I'm not my wives, but girls I used to date who thought about getting married. We talk about it sometimes. I'd be like, hey, I love you and all that stuff now. Hey, we could be married and all that, but if you actually want me to stop dealing with my mom and all that type of stuff, you done lost your mind. It's not gonna happen. Uh, but some women actually want you to do that, because the thing about the Bible, man, is some people really take these interpretations to, to the highest point. They don't understand how God really meant some of these things. God is the spirit of the heart, man. He's a God he's about the heart. Some of these things you just have to feel. It's some things aren't meant to be taken literally up to the T. And I know, man, just that line in the Bible, how they say you're supposed to separate from your family and go to your wife or husband, whatever. People take that too literally. Yes, you're supposed to gravitate towards your wife or your husband, but that don't mean leave your mother or father behind, and that don't mean stop listening to them. Uh, and I always tell a woman, man, I mean, I've never been fond of so-called leaving my mother behind for one reason. I'm letting you know. I've been in many a relationship where a girlfriend, I've broken up with many a girl. I'm not trying to act like I've always been the one broken up with, but I've been in a relationship where a girlfriend has broken up with me as well. But you know who ain't breaking up with me? My mama. So I've never been fond of that. You can get a divorce, but you know who I'm not divorcing? My mama. Guess what? You can get mad at me and do whatever you want to do and go on about your business. But you know who ain't gonna get mad at me and be gone forever? My mama. Nope. And like I said, you can substitute father, mother, whoever that person is in your life. But I always gravitate towards mothers because mothers have just a little something special in them, especially for us sons. But I guess what I want to what I sort of paused there for is because the thing is, of course, you're going to when if you were to get married, of course you're going to gravitate towards your wife and stuff like that. I never say put, you know, you're not going to bring your mother into your household and make her the head of your household. That's not what I'm talking about. And always run to her for marital decisions. That's not what I'm talking about. That's definitely not what I'm talking about. But some women don't want your mother to be there as your backbone. No, I'm sorry. You can't replace my mother as my backbone, because guess what? You are, like I was explaining earlier, you are not infinite. My mama gonna be there for me. You can divorce me, you can break up with me, you can do all these things. So I don't subscribe to that putting your wife over my mother. And that may be a problem why, guess what? I never really wanted to be married to begin with. But it's a certain time I did want to be married, but never wanted kids. But even when I was thinking about being married, you know, at the time that I did, I never was of the mindset of, hey, I'm ever putting a woman over my mother. No, no, no. You know, I would never do that crap. And why this is relevant to the dog game is that's one of the things I love about the dog game is my dogs ain't never putting pressure on me to put my mother over them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to put them over my mother. You know what I'm saying? Nope, I ain't never hearing that. And this ain't to come down on women, because men do that too. They try to separate their girlfriends from their parents and all that stuff for control issues. But once again, I always tell ladies, I'm speaking at these things from a man's standpoint, from my point of view. And you know, I am empathetic towards your side as well, but that's just where this conversation is coming from. But just substitute a father or whatever, you know, for your particular instance or whatever. But man, yeah, I've never been a big fan of that, and I've actually had a problem with some women in my life when that issue has come up. But I've always been willing to sacrifice it, because I'm like, nope, I'm not putting, you know. And it's been times, man, where you almost go into a zone where you're really just going head over heels for a girl or something like that. And I have experienced times where I've gotten a little distant from mom. Not where I wasn't communicating with her, but you know, you just be so caught up in a relationship to where you may not be quite communicating 24/7 as much as you used to or whatever. But I tell you one thing, I never was putting them over her. And whenever we would, you know, a breakup or something like that would eventually happen, I would always be thinking back like, man, this is exactly why I wouldn't ever put a woman over my mom. Never. No, no, no. Stingray say, God bless you, Jay. Strong mothers create strong men, most definitely. And I do want to talk about this topic for a second. You know, I know it's a lot of people out there, man, and I may even get comments or whatever where people like, man, yeah, I ain't have a strong relationship with my mother, or I don't like my parents. And look, I know it's some isolated situations out there where people could have grown up without anyone in their life, maybe an orphanage or foster homes, never had a stable family life. I understand those situations have happened out there. Uh, uh, and I understand that even sometimes it may be a parent or something that's been home that it may have been abusive, non-loving. So we do have these situations out there where it's just a straight non-loving household and hateful moms and people who didn't never want to be parents. But I'm telling you, man, I know those situations exist, but they're far and few in between, as opposed to moms and parents that actually do love their kids. You know, you got parents out here that wasn't planning on being parents, but they still love their kids and all that type of stuff. And even if you find yourself in a situation where you're like, man, you think your mama doesn't understand you and you've had problems and you've argued with your mother, you can say all the crap that you want to. Your mama love you, bro. At the end of the day, she could have cussed you out yesterday. You find yourself in the worst position possible, it ain't gonna be nobody there. But you'll look up, your mama be walking down the hallway. You know what I'm saying? Hey, like I told you, you got some of these people that come to me now. My mama don't support me on the dog game. My mama don't do this. And I understand. Like I told you, I'm not saying that because my mom does. I've told you I love my mom, but if she didn't support me on the dog game, so be it. I'd have still loved her. And guess what? She just wouldn't be supporting me, but she wouldn't have stopped me. I would have still been doing it. But I know she loves me regardless. She just wouldn't have supported me on this. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, yeah, your mom might not support every single thing you do. She might not agree with every single thing you do. But you better not mistake one thing. A mother's love is stronger than anything, other than God's love, of course. But it's unquestioned. And even when you think that, man, yeah, my mama don't love me, you a dad, you don't know your mama as good as you think you do. Yeah, she do love you, bro. Yes, she do. Like I told you, it's a very rare instance where even some of these mothers that you think don't like you really don't like you. Even they love you. Even if they see their child in a compromised position, they're gonna be running. And I understand it's some isolated situations out there where there are a few bad, very bad people that happen to be parents. But don't mistake your parent for being one of those people because y'all don't have the greatest relationships. Yeah, you may not have the greatest relationships, but they still aren't one of those hateful parents that we're describing. That's far and few in between. So with all that said, even if you don't have the greatest relationship with your parent, I still wouldn't put my girlfriend over my parents. Now, on those rare occasions where you just had no family, uh, and you feel like you are in a hateful relationship with your parents, then those are the times where people do cling to their relationships more than their parents, mother or father, whatever, when they didn't have any family or the family was just so hateful, like I described, where they were there, those rare situations where it was a hateful parent, then I'm not telling people in those situations not to cling more to their significant others, because in that case, that's the most significant thing they have in their life. I'm not telling you you're wrong. But when you have a present family, a present mother or father that is in your life, I can love my significant other all I want. I'm not putting you over my family. I'm sorry. When it comes to my mother and all that stuff, nope. Even my brother and stuff, nope. You ain't going over my brother. You ain't going over my mother. You are not going over my blood. I'm sorry. Because you can leave. You can leave. And, my parents and brother, whoever, I don't give a damn how many drop down, drag out arguments we may have had. They ain't leaving me. We can cuss each other out, do whatever. Guess what? You know what's gonna happen? In some hours, a day, or week, or whatever it is, we gonna call each other, say we love each other, we can't do without each other. Guess what? Hey, let's keep going forward. And that's just not guaranteed when you're dealing with a mate, whether it be man or woman. And to bring it back to the dog game, like I told you, the theory of permanence does not exist with humans. It only exists with something similar to a synthetic partner. You know, uh, you can't even really do it with pets all the time. Honestly, it really can only truly exist with uh, inanimate objects, or like I say, of course, when you're looking at God, his love is everlasting. But when it comes to dogs, like I say, the theory of permanence is, hey, they're not leaving me. You know, I don't give a damn. Hey, I don't care what happened. I don't care what I look at. I don't care what mistakes I make. I don't give a damn. Callie and these girls are not leaving me. And you can't look at your human mate with the theory of permanence. They can leave you at any time. You can be married to them for 50 years. They can leave you tomorrow, brother. And like I say, my mama, hey, even if times I done ran her crazy, if she've ever felt like stop being my mama, you know what she ain't finna stop being? My mama. She gonna be there for me. Hey, through thick and thin, you know, like I say, I was raised in a single parent home, so most of my life. So guess what? If I had a loving father, then I would throw him in the mix. But still, it's something for men. It's just something different about their mothers, and I believe that women, know that, and they try to sometimes, like I say, break the stronghold. They want to be that alpha vagina in your life, even if you ain't making love to your mother. But hopefully not. Uh, they still want to be that alpha vagina, and I've never, like I said, I never wanted to be married. That never was a thing I really, really ever wanted to do really badly. It was times in my life that I gravitated towards that. Never wanted the kids, but I don't think that actually got into the way of me actually getting married. When it came down to the nitty gritty, it was like other things that had me and these girls break up. But I know it could have ended up coming down to that because I was never, if they ever had to put me in the position to say, hey, you're going to have to choose me or your mama, I'd have been out the door. Bye-bye. Look, it ain't happening. Oh, I still got these on. I can't let these things be uncomfortable. And I ain't gonna say not uncomfortable. They actually are some great headphones. They feel great. But when I'm not playing music or anything like that, man, I don't really need them. Or if I'm not on somebody's show. But a lot of times I just forget about them. And one thing I do like about them is they do help me talk better, though. They do like close out all the outside noise, even though it's not any noise going on. It just does help you think a little bit better. But man, I don't really love wearing them. But with all that said, that's pretty much my case. With the mother issue is if you're in a dog game, that's something you don't have to worry about. Being under any type of unnecessary pressure to leave your mama. If you're a woman and you're a dog gang, guess what? Man putting you, uh, if a man or your significant other was putting you under pressure to leave, you know what? That's something you ain't got to worry about. Leave your family alone. That's something you ain't got to worry about in the dog game. Because, like I say, men have done that too. Where they'll move their girlfriends or whatever out of town. So, and I ain't gonna lie, I hate when I hear stories like that, where they'll move their girlfriends or something out of town to keep them from their mother or father. And often cases it can turn physically abusive. And you know, uh that's the worst case scenario because man, it's already bad enough when somebody can't get to your house enough and they live in the same city as you, and you're getting abused. Let's say a woman tries to call a friend or somebody and you can't really get there fast enough if you're living in another household. You can get there and try to, limit the damages that may happen to the woman or whatever, but you can't get there quite fast enough. All type of stuff can happen in a split second. But if you're out of state, it's no chance. And sometimes that happens. But I know one thing. I know in the dog game, it's a lot of things I'm thankful for. A lot of things I'm thankful for, man. I'm so happy to be in this lifestyle because, like I said, no matter what, getting human vagina or whatever going forward, these girls are anchors in my human life. You know what I'm saying? They're anchors in my life. These synthetic ladies, uh, and so they're not going anywhere no matter what was to happen. If I was to run across a girlfriend, a temporary girlfriend, just to get some vagina on the side every now and then, whatever the case may be, my ladies ain't leaving me, and they're anchors. And by them being anchors and being the prominent companions in my life, it feels good. The one thing I never have to worry about is them complaining about me and my relationship with my mother, or if you have great relationship with both your parents or whatever, hey, you won't ever have to worry about them complaining about your parents, father, mother, whoever they may be. Hey, you could been raised by your aunts or uncles. They won't be complaining about that. Hell, they'll love everything you love. And I'm gonna tell you, I got a pet peeve about people trying to put a wedge in between mothers, fathers, and families so they can have a strong hold on your life. And if you don't know, when people trying to do that, that's a bad sign. You need to treat that relationship like a scary movie. Run, get the hell out, don't look back. Because that ain't nothing but somebody trying to control you. And so guess what? You don't worry about that in the dog game. People always talking about, you get in the dog game so you can control. No, I don't. Hey, I'm in the dog game, taking this stress off my chest. I'm imagining, I'm using my imagination. Guess what? My fantasy is getting healthy. My life is healthy. It's, being with the dogs, man, allows me to focus on so many more other aspects of my life. So, look, it's good for me. May not be great for you. But one thing these dogs ain't finna do is uh, tell me who I can't associate with, you know, whether it be my mother, friend, whoever it may be. They ain't gonna say, you know what? I don't want you being with them because that's taken away from us. Because you know what? They know with all human women or men, if you insecure your relationship, they these dogs know what you should know. Guess what? Be easy. If you're gonna be in a relationship, you can't be worried about it. You might as well be secure because if you're gonna be worried about it, you might as well get the hell out. Now, some of these people give you reason to worry. If they give you reason to worry, get the hell out. And I'm sorry. That's just something that my girls don't do. They don't give me reason to worry about our relationship. I know they ain't cheating. I know they ain't doing nothing devious out here. And guess what? They ain't putting pressure on me to do a damn thing either, but love them more and more every single day. So, look, I wanted to check in this morning, get my message. Uh, I was going to see if it's going to be a lot of feedback on this subject. Guess what? And I was going to bounce back and forth with that with you guys, but I don't see any a lot of feedback on this subject, and that's fine because this is an early show. But with all that said, I always told you guys we don't drag things out. We get to the point, we tell you what we need to talk about, and we let you get on about your day. And like I told you, I've actually I really need to give me some research done in because I need to get this other scent competition done really soon. I probably need to do that. I gotta feel completely motivated. And honestly, right now I have been a little distracted in between my work and stuff. I've been looking at a lot of anime, and a lot of anime. And I remember, man, it's something about November, October, November, and December. I remember last year, and actually the last couple of years, I always look at anime throughout the year, but somehow I think it's just the holidays. I started getting caught up into just uh even though I love my work, I do get caught up to sort of enjoying that aspect of my life because I don't know why. It's just I found a lot of great animes lately. And the ones I'm looking at now are these biking animes in between One Piece. Because I'm waiting on One Piece to come out, but I was looking at this anime called Overdrive. I've talked about it, but right now I'm looking at this anime called Yowamushi Pedal, and man, it's amazing. I can't believe how good it is, honestly. So with all that said, man, hey, if you in the dog game, guess what? You can keep loving your mother, your father, whoever it is in your family with no pressure. Now, if you're in the human to human game, God bless you. Hey, keep your head on your shoulders. And my best advice to you is you better not let your human mate uh start turning you against your mother or your father or taking time, telling you, hey, you shouldn't be loving them or going to check on them or stuff like that. Hey, that's a bad sign. That's a bad sign. Because in a dog game, you don't have to worry about any of that. You can love all the people that's close to you without feeling any pressure to leave them alone. Ha! Stingray says, man, I love to sit back and chat with you, but that'll be a way too long conversation. Man, you know what, Stingray? One of these days, I said, you know what, I'm gonna find myself in a position where I'm gonna end up, meeting some of my viewers and stuff like that. Hey, you never know, man. That opportunity may come. But hey, that's what I'm here for, for people to talk and stuff. So yeah, we ain't gonna be able to talk forever. But hey, I'm here to answer questions. So whenever y'all got questions out there, want to ask me something, hell, that's what I do the live streams for. If you ask me questions, I answer them. Hey, if it get to a point where, hey, the stream that went too long, guess what? We'll cut it off. And hey, I come back and the next day you ask me questions. So don't ever, worry about how long it's gonna take anything. He said, Stingray said, I'll be sure to meet you one day in our lives, Jay. Most definitely, Stingray, God made. With God's blessings, everything is possible. And hey, I believe that as well, man. I'm gonna meet a lot of you, at some point. But with all that said, man, I hope you got a lot from today's show. Like I say, hey, I'll be right back again tomorrow with the Power Hour. We're gonna do a rundown of all the comments and what has happened the past week. But once again, I hope you got a lot out of today's show. Don't ever let somebody feel like you got to put separation between your mother, father, brother, whoever it is, man. If you can't love them, I feel like in the way that you want to love them, then you just haven't met the right person. It doesn't even mean they're bad. But guess what? They need to find somebody who's cool with doing what they want to do. But don't conform. I wouldn't conform to that if you have a strong relationship with your family. Keep that relationship strong and find somebody who understands. Because, like I told you, I know love is strong and it feels great. But let me tell you something. When the times truly get tough, your closest family, they ain't breaking up with you. You know what I'm saying? They ain't breaking up with you. Your wife can divorce you. Your girlfriend will break up with you. Your mama ain't breaking up with you. Your daddy ain't breaking up with you. I understand families can get splintered sometimes, but at the end of the day, you still gonna be her son or his son or his daughter or her daughter. They ain't gonna leave you. And I understand there are some broken homes. I understand that there are some of my people out there that have never had a relationship with mothers or fathers. God bless you. I understand those things exist. But for people who've had even a semblance of a family that's been together, that believe me, they ain't leaving you. They ain't leaving you. But these relationships can end. And for those of you who have never had a relationship and you are in a relationship and that's all you have, I'm just sending God's blessings over their relationship, because I understand that is something, sometimes that's all people have is that relationship with the significant other. So that's a whole different scenario. But with all that said, I want to just say God bless everybody out there that's watching. I appreciate you for tuning in. I would have loved if you run across this show, if you're watching now, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We really appreciate you helping the channel grow. Share it with a friend. Have a great day today. God bless all of your hopes and dreams. Whatever that may be, finances, relationships, health, promotion, whatever it is. We're praying that you get it today. All you need to do is believe. But that's the subject for today. As of now, it's been me, J. King Hefner, and the beautiful Secretary Tsunade Star. We're finna get the hell up out of here. So, with all that said, guys, it's been a good one. 34 minutes, baby. Hey, good timing. We love you, and we finna get the hell out of here, man. And enjoy the rest of this day. We want you to enjoy yours, too. Ain't that right, Secretary? I believe she agrees. Hey, have a good one, man. God bless all of y'all, man. Have a great day.